Even amid the devastating tragedy in Uvalde, the top gun lobby in the United States, the National Rifle Association, pushed ahead with its annual convention held in Houston, just a few hundred miles away from here. Texas Governor Greg Abbott canceled his in-person appearance, and instead his remarks were pre-recorded for the event.
Yeah, former President Donald Trump and other GOP leaders that did attend rejected efforts to overhaul gun laws, actually mocking Democrats along with activists who are calling for change. Here's CNN's Ryan Young, who's in Houston with more.
Yeah, Boris and Chris, you can understand the emotions were running high, especially outside the convention center. More than 1,000 people showed up for a rally to show their support for banning assault weapons. But you can really feel the emotion, especially from those folks who say nothing's going to change. Former President Donald Trump rallying with the National Rifle Association as it holds its annual meeting just days after 21 people, including 19 children, were massacred in a school shooting in Uvalde.
The existence of evil in our world is not a reason to disarm law-abiding citizens who know how to use their weapon and can protect a lot of people. The existence of evil is one of the very best reasons to arm law-abiding citizens.
Instead of new gun laws, the former president calling for more focus on mental health and school security.
What we need now is a top-to-bottom security overhaul at schools all across our country.
Those arguments echoed by others who addressed the NRA's annual convention in Houston, including Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
We must not react to evil and tragedy by abandoning the Constitution or infringing on the rights of our law-abiding citizens.
The NRA has condemned the Uvalde shooting, but decided to press ahead with its gathering, though several musical performers and elected officials canceled appearances in the wake of Tuesday's shooting.
NRA! NRA!
Across the street, a crowd of protesters gathered outside the convention site.
Yeah, I'm looking right at you, the NRA, today. I will not let any more of my peers die in a school!
Outrage over the gun group's influence and the high-profile Republican speakers the meeting attracted.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, the state's Democratic nominee for governor, joined those outside the venue calling for action.
The time for us to have stopped Uvalde was right after Sandy Hook. If you have done anything good, it is the fact that you have brought us here together and that we are committing ourselves to act.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott was initially scheduled to appear in person, but sent a video message instead.
There are thousands of laws on the books across the country that limit the owning or using of firearms. Laws that have not stopped madmen from carrying out evil acts on innocent people in peaceful communities.
Yeah, you can see some of the signs that protesters left behind. Look, they're as tired of all the talk and the back and forth. They said they want to hear more concrete answers for how things can change, but that hasn't happened as of yet, and those emotions kept running high as the night went on. Boris and Christy.
Ryan, thank you so much. Republican Senator John Cornyn, who's leading Republicans in bipartisan talks with Democrats in Congress to find a middle ground on gun reform legislation, said Thursday that discussions among the group are, quote, just getting started. And Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who was in on that meeting, says so far it's been, quote, very encouraging. CNN's Daniela Diaz is on Capitol Hill this morning. Daniela, are you getting a sense from Senator Manchin that something is different this time around?
He said it himself, Christy, when he talked to reporters after meeting with this bipartisan group on Thursday. He said, of course, you just quoted him, he called it very encouraging, but he compared it to talks after the Sandy Hook shooting, also very horrific. He said, quote, I was here in 2013 after the Sandy Hook shooting and getting people to participate back then until, Pat Toomey stepped forward, wasn't anyone jumping forward. He's really implying that Republicans weren't eager to start discussions with Democrats on some sort of gun safety legislation or some sort of legislation that could help combat any future horrific shootings, a pattern in this country that we've seen again and again. Of course, this comes after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the top Republican in the Senate, gave his blessing to Senator John Cornyn, the senior senator senator of Texas, to start these discussions with Democrats. Democrats, of course, being very eager to try to pass some sort of bill in the Senate, but they need at least 10 Republicans to sign on to any legislation to break that 60-vote threshold for the filibuster. Other than that, if they don't have those 10 Republicans to sign on, with every Democrat signing on, no bill can pass. Now, I do want to reference that there is such a contrast between what Senator John Cornyn is doing, of course, participating in this bipartisan discussion on some sort of gun safety legislation, versus what Senator Ted Cruz, the other senator from Texas, is doing. Texas, of course, being where that horrific shooting took place at that elementary school. Take a listen to what Senator Ted Cruz said was to blame about the shooting, not faulting guns, but everything but.
Ultimately, as we all know, what stops armed bad guys is armed good guys. We must not react to evil and tragedy by abandoning the Constitution or infringing on the rights of our law-abiding citizens.
Christy, I really want to emphasize that this shows that there's still such a divide within the Republican Party on how to handle gun safety legislation, with, Senator Ted Cruz and Senator John Cornyn really showing that divide, with Cornyn, of course, participating in these bipartisan talks, leading these bipartisan talks, and Senator Ted Cruz still saying that gun legislation does not need to happen, that everything but is the reason to blame for the shooting. So it's going to be a really uphill climb, a long shot for Democrats to be able to get 10 Republicans on board, but they're going to try anyway. Christy?